Next is from look who it is, Conan.
Who?
Joaquin Andujar is
Okay.
sending an email.
His back.
Somebody is AEW promoting the next Wembley show over sooner events. Why is TK obsessed with promoting the Wembley show over promoting the shows that are coming up over the next few months? Besides the pay-per-view at the Nassau Coliseum and Sting's retirement, can you name where one other event is taking place besides Wembley? Would AAA keep promoting a show in another continent over events that are sooner not selling out? Thanks, and that's from Jack. Yeah, this is I don't know. He's just happy to. That's like one of his only data points that he can point to as a real win for him is the Wembley attendance. So announcing the show 9 months in advance, I guess. I don't know. Like it's What do you
Di,
think?
since I missed it, I'm sorry, real quick. I'm assuming
Suspend that guy for a week.
Tino was suspended. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. What do you think, Conan?
Well, yeah, I just think that's been one of his biggest, if not the biggest thing he's ever been since he's come into the industry, and he wants to keep putting, shedding the spotlight on it because it's hard to that.
Right.
So
next is from William Molina Jr., subject is AAA TV deal in the U.S. Hello, K100 crew. When AAA secures a television deal in the United States, a few questions come to mind. What are the potential financial benefits this TV deal will bring to AAA? How significant would the revenue increase be? And in what ways could it transform the organization's financial landscape? Number two, how would a U.S. TV deal enhance AAA's appeal and attract and retaining top wrestling talent? Would this increase AAA's competitive edge in the global wrestling market? Number three, with the expansion of AAA's presence in the United States through a TV deal, would there be a strategic shift in location of Triple Mania? Is there potential for hosting it stateside, or would it remain in Mexico honoring its roots and tradition?
okay, that's a lot of questions. There were like three of them, right, or four?
What are the potential financial benefits?
Well, not potential. The financial benefits is we don't get no TV rights money in Mexico. They're virtually peanuts. And here we would have the TV rights to have the infrastructure to compete with the WWE and AEW.
How would a U.S. TV deal enhance AAA's appeal and attract and retaining top wrestling talent?
Well, we wouldn't be losing all our talent to AEW or WWE because we'd have the money to sign them up ourselves.
And with the expansion of AAA's presence in the United States through a TV deal, would there be a strategic shift in the location of Triple Mania, like maybe a Triple Mania in Marietta, Georgia, maybe?
It would be too early to tell, but yeah, I could definitely see something in LA or San Antonio.
What about at the Cobb County Civic Center in Marietta, Georgia?
There's a lot of Mexicans down there, and in Atlanta. Yeah, and in Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. But what about Marietta? You guys looking at Marietta?
Marietta, hell of a deal. What's the biggest arena they have there? Just do you know?
What in Marietta is the Cobb County Civic Center?
Yeah. How big is that?
ECW ran
like
a pay-per-view.
3,000.
You never know, bro. Yeah. You never know. Yeah.
Next is from James Young, such as new OVW ownership and second season of Wrestlers. Hi, Disco and Conan. This is James from Louisville, Kentucky here. Earlier, did you get that? Did I send you the James from Kentucky clip, Conan?
No.
There's an old clip I got to send this to Joe.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. That's right. I forgot I sent this to Jeff Jarrett and Jeremy. I should have sent it to Conan. Let me find this here. Hang on. Okay, because this is hysterical. All right, because the story here is James from Louisville, Kentucky. Here earlier this week, OVW,
who's a friend of ours.
Yeah, a new investment partnership group, Genvec Ventures, who plan to take over day-to-day operations, including a national tour in 2024. While researching the investment group and the new CEO, Ed Payer, I discovered a recent LinkedIn post seeking advertisers for an upcoming second season of a hit show on Netflix. Clearly, this is in reference to Wrestlers, which recently launched OVW into the national spotlight. In addition, the recent name drop of OVW by CM Punk on Raw was also ironic timing. First, what are your thoughts of Ohio Valley Wrestling pursuing additional investment with intentions to tour nationally? And second, do you anticipate a second season of Netflix show Wrestlers to be successful? Thanks for your time. I've not seen Wrestlers yet, Conan, so you can comment on this.
Well, I'm glad that they are getting more money and that they're going to be touring. That's more jobs for more people. I only saw the first two shows and I thought they were great because sometimes the first show is good and then the rest really aren't. But it was just as good as the first show. And I told Al Snow when I met him, who when he shook my hand, I had to cry uncle. Bro, the guy's built like Billy Gunn, like a.
Oh, he's.
Yeah. But anyways, I promised him that I would watch the whole thing during the holidays, which I will. And if you get a chance, you should too, Di, and you should, Joe, so we can invite him on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that
because I told him that I was gonna watch it and then invite him on the show and discuss it.
Okay. All right,
I'm
I'll
gonna
watch
do that. Yeah.
And I think it'll be very successful if it's the same people that did the first season.
This is an interesting one from Kevin Gander again. So he gets suspension for a week for double dipping.
I like that.
Hey guys, recently Disco was speaking with Hugo regarding how difficult it is to book Hispanic wrestlers and storylines if they can't speak English fluently. Even Conan has expressed frustration with luchadors not learning English when wrestling full time in America. Do you believe that foreign wrestlers could simply speak in their primary language as subtitles, similarly to what WWE is doing with Shinsuke Nakamura recently? Thanks in advance. That's from Kevin Dean. They could, but you're just going to have difficulty doing live promos. You know?
Right.
Like they actually should be doing that now if the guy's English stinks. Instead of giving these guys like Abraham, bro, subtitles would probably work better for Penta and those guys than having Abraham Abrahanta speaking for them. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Disco, if you're going to another country and even if you don't live there and you're getting a lot of money and you've been signed to a multi-year contract, it behooves you to learn that language.
Well, like with bringing Americans
for hotel
to Mexico,
reservations, for restaurants, promos, for everything, bro. Hooking up with a chick, everything.
Next is from Richard Jewell, the subject is ladder jobbers. I noticed a new trend of referees holding ladders in place to help wrestlers keep balance. It looks super KG corny, and as lame as clearing off a table before slamming someone on it. What do you guys think? What's next? Wrestlers put on helmets before they leap off a ladder? K100 rules. Yeah, I just think spots like that are stupid. You know, if the guy has to hold the ladder for you, it's like, why would you climb the ladder to begin with? It's like idiotic. You know, like if you're
just something as a fan that I just
you know,
I've just accepted it. You just pretend that it's not happening. You know, whatever.
Yeah, I think the problem is sometimes you get ladders and once they get up there, it starts shaking, so they don't want the guy to fall off, so they'll hold it. Yeah. But now it's just become like almost every match.
Well, if you want to really, delve into psychology, it's like, why would you climb the ladder to jump off it to begin with if you could fall down, which is silly. I don't know.
You may not notice it till you're already up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when the guys stand on the top rung, because you're just not supposed to do that.
Yeah. Next is from Patrick Eborn, and the subject is, what has been AEW's best? It's only got a couple letters left. What up, K100 crew? I have a question regarding the last few years since their inception. In your opinions, thus far, what has been your most favorite storyline or moment? I'm not a big fan of AEW. I'm not a big AEW fan, but I won't lie and say I wasn't glued to my TV for everything Punk versus MJF had to offer. Thanks again. Keep keeping it 100. I liked all the Punk stuff with MJF. I just didn't like the fact that they did all the blood and everything and all that. The clips went online of Punk showing Punk blading himself. I don't know. That's but that was good stuff. That's been their best.
Really,
stuff.
They showed Punk blading himself too, like Moxley. I don't remember.
Well, somebody had a picture online and showed it, but went viral, because somebody had a camera right there, and he was, I don't know, it's just. But I'm just saying, the fact they bled. The fact they bled is silly. I just don't like bleeding these days because everybody knows you're slicing yourself up, which is kind of weird, and then explaining that to people in 2000.
But everybody's not sure how you do it because you don't have to slice yourself. You could actually just prick yourself.
I've thought Christian Cage's stuff has been excellent. His heel turn, I've really liked a lot.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought that the MJF Punk stuff was a little overwhelming, especially from Punk. And knowing that guy's competitiveness, he probably said, you know what? Let me measure myself with Punk. He's supposed to be the best promo. I thought he ate Punk up. Like that was not. It was interesting at the beginning because I wanted to see these guys go tit for tat. Am I wrong, Joe? Because you went, What did you like those promos?
Yeah.
I'm not judging. I'm just asking. Maybe I'm misremembering, but if I remember correctly, Punk's side was very underwhelming.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was like even Steven between those two, but that's Punk and MJF, and also Jericho and MJF's feud to me, and then I thought Omega Moxley was cool until they.
You wait, time out. You thought you liked the Jericho MJF feud?
Not the dancing skit, but the feud.
Okay. Let's get it.
But
that's still one of the worst things I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why they thought like just because they could do a dance scene, they decided, okay, we'll fit it in here somehow.
Maybe they were inspired by Vince McMahon's. What was that video that I saw the other day, Joe?
Stand back.
That one, yeah.
But
That's tremendous.
I liked Moxley and Omega because at the time it was like almost one of those dream match type things. But then when they had the exploding match, and that kind of ruins your perception of the whole thing. But yeah, like Disco said, Christian's whole run actually.
Yeah. Next on Anthony Munoz, subject to the precious one. Mr. Conan at Marshall was an awesome heel as the national champion of AAA or QT Marshall. I wonder often why the precious one, Gilbert, would not be a great fit for AAA. Any thoughts on if you'd use him or not? Thank you, and that's from Anthony.
Well, we've only said this 10,000 times on the show. He's got another job and he's not interested.
Who is Gilbert?
Gilberti.
Oh, he's talking about me?
Yeah.
Why is he calling me the precious one?
He likes you.
Well, we'll suspend him.
I like that.
Yeah, let's suspend the guy for
I think he's hitting on to kind of like Maxwell. What's the guy that raps?
Oh, the
Max Caster.
Max Caster and MJF. Yeah.
Luke Smith.
Bro, can you believe that in a promo that he did, he asked Max to put a ring on it?
Yeah.
Come on.
What is going on?
Come on.
Next from Luke Smith, the subject is WWE guests. Hey boys, just wonder if there's any chance of more WWE guests on the show in 2024. I believe the weekly reviews for WWE are incredibly positive, not because you're shills. It's because the shows and product have improved dramatically. Conan looks to have a great mutual relationship with the company, especially after his tremendous Hall of Fame speech. There'd be great discussion with some of the potential guests. Happy holidays, and that's your boy from down under, Luke Smith. Yeah, what's going on with that? How come you haven't really asked to get any WWE guys on here?
I checked. Go ahead. Sorry. No, I've checked.
No, because I know there's guys like Dom and Ray that can come on with no problem. Yeah. Probably could get maybe even Brian. What's his name? Priest. What's his name?
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. My bad.
We're waiting for word on that. He's definitely interested, and I checked with Aldis and Cross and Ray all recently, but it was very recently, so I just haven't heard anything yet.
Okay. Next from Lou G, and subject is CM Punk is delusional. Greetings and salutations, K100 crew. The Undertaker. This is not that long. The Undertaker recently recounted a story of Vince McMahon instigating shoot grappling matches between CM Punk and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin back in 2006. Punk was allegedly telling the boys about his Brazilian jiu-jitsu expertise and told The Undertaker he could submit both Lashley and Shelton, both of whom were very accomplished amateur wrestlers. This led to Vince egging on Bobby and Shelton to test Punk's grappling skills. Taker said Punk was easily handled and defeated by both in under 1 minute. I bring this up because Disco has been criticized for calling CM Punk's foray into MMA one of the most delusional ideas ever hatched by man. Does this new Undertaker story confirm that CM Punk has always been completely delusional about his actual fighting skills? Perhaps all those scripted victories went to his head over the years. Follow-up question. I'm a big MMA and boxing fan along with pro wrestling, and most of my friends, however, only really like MMA, and occasionally a big boxing event will get their attention. To my MMA fan friends, CM Punk is an absolute punchline. Anytime his name is mentioned, it's nothing but jokes. How would you rebuild Punk's credibility with casual fans who might only know him as the worst UFC fighter of all time? Should they just ignore that his UFC career ever happened or play into it? Appreciate y'all, and thanks for keeping it 1,000. Wow, that's Lou from the Jersey Shore. I'm surprised that if Seth Rollins had shoot heat with him, that he would bring that up in a promo.
I think it'll happen.
It might happen.
And here's something. So this story comes from Undertaker's podcast, which I didn't even know existed. Undertaker has a podcast. And remember we were talking earlier about people's numbers on YouTube and how some are a little suspect?
Right.
Well, at this point, Taker's got 90,000, and there's certain other guys out there with like 500,000 or 1 million. There's just no way. I'm just putting that out there. But here's the story from Undertaker. He said, we're drinking. Everyone is carrying on. Somehow or another, the discussion comes up. I don't know if Vince instigated this one or not. Bradshaw was on the flight too. The topic comes up as we're on the way over. CM Punk, he fashioned himself as a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Somebody broached the question. You did jiu-jitsu. How long do you think you could last with one of these two wrestlers? And it was Bobby Lashley, who wrestled for the Army, and Shelton Benjamin, who wrestled at Minnesota. Two high-level amateur wrestlers. To Phil's credit, he said, I'll tap them out. That was about all it took.
That's tremendous.
Now the pot really begins to get stirred. Shelton, at the time, he didn't drink at all, but I remember Vince pouring him a styrofoam cup full of wine, and Shelton gulped it down. I honestly can't remember who went first. There's not a lot of room and it's tight, but there's enough room. I want to say the first match lasted about 47 seconds. The other one was sub 40 where they had taken him down and pinned him. He didn't back down, but my goodness, it was like blood in the water and two great whites circling. They could not wait and they didn't disappoint. And that was another fine case of Vince McMahon disturbing. That is that's nuts. Can you imagine looking at and going, I'll tap him?
Well,
or even. Jeez.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Cody?
Well, what sounds like he didn't think he would ever be called out on it. You know how the boys love to
yeah. They probably forced him to do it.
I can easily see somebody going, hey, Punk says that, he could take these guys down, and Vince loves that, and probably had him go at it, and he got embarrassed twice. And so, yeah, I just think he got called on his. I think he thought he could beat them. Come on.
Yeah, interesting.
Right. He was just puffing his chest out or whatever,
right.
yeah.
So that's been the mailbag.
Enjoy the rest of the show. Boom.